It is the 15th day of February 2020. Thank you so much for joining us. You're watching NTV At One. My name is Zeynab Ismail. We have all the stories making headlines across the country and beyond. Now, the government has released some 151.4 billion shillings to counties to clear their pending bills. Treasury Cabinet Secretary Ukur Yatani says the funds were the cumulative figures released to the 47 regional governments as at February 14th. The counties have also received some 8.09 billion shillings as conditional grants to clear their bills and finance operations. NTV's Silas Apollo reports.
Treasury Cabinet Secretary Ukur Yatani says that plans to assist counties clear their pending bills are in top gear, with the devolved units having received 151 billion shillings from the exchequer so far. The CS says that since July 2019, significant resources have been made available to the county governments to enable them clear their pending bills. Yatani says that of the money sent to counties, 151.47 billion shillings is part of the equitable share of revenue raised nationally, and 8 billion shillings released in the form of conditional grants. An audit of pending bills by the Office of the Auditor General shows that the devolved units owed up to 88.9 billion shillings as at June 2018. Of these debts, the counties have so far paid off 31.58 billion shillings. Yatani says that of the 47 counties, only Baringo, Elgeyo Marakwet, Embu, Homa Bay, Kajiado, Kericho, Kilifi, Kitui, Kwale, Laikipia, Makueni, Nyamira, Nyandarua, Nyeri, Uasin-Gishu and Lamu counties have cleared all their eligible pending bills. Those that have made substantial payments are Kisii, Murang'a, Kakamega, Bungoma, Machakos, Trans Nzoia, Tana River, Taita Taveta and Nakuru counties. Busia, Mombasa, Tharaka Nithi, Kisumu, Kiambu, Marsabit and Nandi counties, on the other hand, have given payment proposals indicating that they will clear all their pending bills by the end of June 2020. And regarding pending bills accrued by the national government, Yatani says ministries, departments and agencies have accumulated a total of 58.2 billion shillings. Of this, 43.2 billion shillings is comprised of contested bills, whose audit and investigation process has been completed by a multi-agency team chaired by the National Treasury. The statement comes after the pending bills were referred to a multi-agency team for scrutiny and review. The government had issued a warning to county governors that they risk jail term if they fail to clear the pending bills, following President Uhuru Kenyatta's directive last year that all devolved units should clear the bills without further delay. Silas Apollo, NTV.
Now, still on that story, counties have been grappling with cash crunches due to the Treasury edict on pending bills. Marsabit County is one of those battered by economic hardships, as our correspondent Mamo Ali tells us.
Deputy Governor Solomon Gubo says the devolved unit has been compelled to collapse most of its development projects due to lack of funds.
We've given our strategy of how we are going to clear the pending bills. We are in communication with the departments, at least maybe to collapse some of our projects, and also sit down with the county assembly also to discuss further on how to clear the pending bills.
Gubo says the situation was aggravated by the county worker salary delay for the month of December 2019 and January 2020. He, however, assured county workers that the 2-month salary will be paid this week after the National Treasury dispersed the funds to the devolved units last week. The pending bills owed to the suppliers by the county currently stands at 300 million shillings. Some of the county workers have told journalists in anonymity that they are unable to meet their families' needs due to delay in payment of their dues.
Kile kiko ni kwamba pending bills ziko, za former regime pia ziko, zetu pia ziko, lakini we look forward to compile both, at least to see how we can clear all of them at once. But that now depends with the money from the Treasury. Najua still hata ukitaka kulipa deni, lazima kwanza upate kutoka Treasury ndio ulipe wengine. Because documents na kila kitu ziko na ofisi ya county government. Tukipata ndio tunalipa. Kama hatujapata hakuna kitu tunaweza kulipa hawa.
In January, the Marsabit County government said it had paid 600 million in pending bills out of the 900 million or to the suppliers. The administration says it inherited bills totaling to 1.1 billion from the previous administration, out of which only 900 million was genuine. An audit carried out by the county government revealed that pending bills amounting to 200 million were fake and therefore ineligible for payments. Mamo Ali, NTV.
Well, corruption and good governance headlined the conversations of the Maranda High School Old Boys Association 100th anniversary today in Siaya County. Opposition leader Raila Odinga has called upon Chief Justice David Maraga to ensure courts fast-track corruption cases and stop issuing bail if corruption is to be defeated. But in a twist, the Old Boys came under fire from one of their own, Professor George Magoha, urging them to be responsible for the institution.
Maranda High School for the second day played host to more than 100 old boys famed for one reason or the other, most being senior government officials. Raila Odinga was one of the guests.
We want to deal with corruption, we want to deal with divisive elections, we want to deal with unemployment.
Raila also revisited the issue of donations to religious institutions, calling for more transparency.
The church should not be a place where we are laundering ill-gotten money.
Raila called on Maraga to review how the judiciary operates, especially when it comes to prosecuting corruption.
It takes two to tango. When the corrupt are arrested and brought to the courts, make sure that your judges also hear those cases quickly and let them be punished properly.
On his part, Justice Maraga pointed out that education alone is insufficient to make one responsible. He called for integrity, discipline, commitment and hard work, which he says will determine the quality of leaders.
Many of the challenges we face as a country today stem from the dissipation of integrity, with the resultant entrenchment of corruption and wanton disregard of common good.
Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha, on the other hand, called on the old boys to give back to the school, which he says needs them.
May I very politely charge the alumni of this school, and by extension, the alumni of all the other public schools, that with humility they have a role to play.
Magoha's concerns stemmed from the absence of old boys at the 100 years celebration and the fact that the school is yet to have improved infrastructure years on. Maranda High School is one of the oldest schools in the Western Kenya region, now celebrating 100 years since its establishment.
Well, some leaders from the Rift Valley have downplayed the move by the late President Daniel Moi's family to hand over the leadership mantle to Baringo Senator Gideon Moi. Baringo South legislator Charles Kamuren says the move has no political significance and will not derail Deputy President William Ruto's 2022 presidential bid. At the same time, a section of leaders from Rift Valley have vowed to shut down the final Building Bridges Initiative report if it will not cater for the needs of the people.
The move by the late retired President Daniel Moi's eldest son Raymond Moi to hand over Rungu ya Nyayo to his younger brother Gideon Moi as a sign of taking over the mantle is shaping the political debate in Rift Valley. Baringo South MP Charles Kamuren has dismissed it as a move with zero political significance.
Tuliona rungu ilipeanwa na haina neno. Wasee wa Kalenjin, nyinyi mnajua hiyo maneno. Itafika wakati wasee wataongea na watatueleza utaratibu ambaye tunaenda, so tusiweke siasa mwingi.
But Elgeyo Marakwet Governor Alex Tolgos maintains that it is now up to Gideon Moi to prove his political mettle ahead of the 2022 general election.
Leadership mantle has been handed over to him. He also has the other national leadership. He is the chairman of KANU. So with that alone, it means that Gideon Moi is a national leader. So for other things, let's give them time, let them go to the ground, let them convince us.
At the same time, the leaders from Rift Valley region have vowed to shoot down the final BBI report in the event it turns out to be a plot to scuttle Deputy President William Ruto's 2022 presidential bid.
BBI naona kama kuna wenyewe, kwa sababu hakuna bibi yeyote ambaye hana mtu wake. Ikiwa ni BBI ya raia ya kubatilisha nchi hii iwe nchi ya amani, tuongee na tuachilie raia waongee. Lakini kama ni mambo ya siasa ya 2022, tusijitanganya hapa.
If he's not going to be given an equal opportunity to compete with others to be the next president, then we are not going to agree. If they are trying to do exclusion, we are not going to agree.
The Building Bridges Initiative Steering Committee is leading the second phase of the initiative this month to receive views and proposals from across the country. The honors of the suspicion is the involvement of ODM leader Raila Odinga and troops loyal to him and President Uhuru Kenyatta in leading the BBI campaigns across the country. Vincent Odur, NTV.
All right, well, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission has announced plans to review boundaries of constituencies and wards ahead of the 2022 general election. In a statement, IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati says the commission is ready to begin the process in March this year and expects it to end in August 2021, a year before the next election. Some of the issues the commission will consider in the review will include the population quota, geographical features and urban centers, community interest, historical and cultural ties. Even as a roadmap is rolled out, calls for a boundaries review have been opposed by some politicians on grounds that it could not reduce the numbers, or rather it could reduce the numbers of wards, constituencies and even the size of some counties. Now, victims of last year's landslides in West Pokot County have been handed a lifeline to begin life afresh as they pick up the pieces from the devastation that left about 50 dead and over 1,500 displaced. The donation of goats from the Pokot community living in Baringo County to the affected brothers has been termed as a friendly gesture to bring some sunshine in the homes of those whose livelihoods were washed away by the landslides. Laila Mohammed has more.
These young men from Amaya village in Tiati, Baringo County have visited Chester village in West Pokot County bearing gifts. The residents of this village lost their relatives and livelihoods in Batay, Tapach and Weiwei wards a few months ago. The goats are a little gift to the affected families to begin life anew after their livestock were killed in the landslides of 2019.
Shida hii ya landslide, mimi mwenyewe kama mwenyekiti wa Rift Valley Waterworks nimeleta tangi 200 kwa niaba ya hiyo shirika, lakini sasa hii ni roho ya Pokot. Hawa waliguswa na wakasema hawawezi kuacha wenzao wakiumia hapa bila kusaidia.
West Pokot Governor Professor John Lonyangapuo received the gifts grateful for the gesture by their brothers.
Reform warriors. Mabao tumeshughulika tukienda kufanya harambee kule kwao ili wapate biashara fulani, kumbe waliona na wakasikia uchungu. Mungu akawasaidia na kila moja akakuja na mbuzi moja watu 100.
The county boss says the move by the youth shows that they have embraced change, cohesion and development and shunned retrogressive cultural practices. The young men have been previously referred to as cattle rustlers and bandits. Now they are living a new life, devoid of crime, and are now engrossed in development activities.
Wapokot ni watu wa kujali wenzao, na hii ni mfano tu, na tutaendelea kuwaonyesha kwa mambo mengine mengi.
It is at this meeting that the national government was urged to create education and job opportunities for young men from the region in order to steer them away from bad practices. Leila Mohammed, NTV.
Now, poor performance in Baringo County schools has been attributed to the lack of enough teachers, especially in security-prone areas such as Tiati. It is reported that many schools in the region only have 2 or 3 teachers from the Teacher Service Commission, while some lack and they just depend on volunteers. Most of the schools are understaffed, and as a result, pupils have dropped out. Teachers posted to the area are decrying the harsh weather conditions and insecurity. Baringo South Member of Parliament Charles Cameron has now said that he will take up the matter in Parliament to ensure the region gets enough teachers from TSC to boost education in the area. He also wants government to provide security for the teachers posted in the region.
Niulize ni nini inafanya kwamba wengine wanasema walimu wako wa kutosha Baringo, na ukiangalia kwa records walimu wako kwa Baringo Kusini hatuna walimu wa kutosha. So tunaomba wale wanaosimamia kazi ya walimu, hebu tuma walimu kwa Baringo South.
Now listen to this. East Africa's largest lake, that is Lake Victoria, is silently rotting from the deep due to pollution. The fish in it are toxic, but unsuspecting consumers still eat them. In our second part of the Toxic Flow series, we picked the 52 samples at 28 locations on the lake, rivers and effluent discharges from factories in the region. Now the results are out, and Sheila Sendeo takes us through the toxic flow, rotting from the deep, in a 2-part series this Sunday and Monday, 9 p.m. Take a look.
The water in the lake is not safe. Uchafu yote nakuja mpaka baadi, samaki upatikane inakuwa ngumu.
Hatukunywi maji.
These are equal, you see.
We are not releasing any wastewater into the environment.
Tumechoka na kupiga kelele kwa watu ya prison.
Sewer connectivity is still very low.
Government is aware of their production. Government needs to monitor where they empty their waste.
This was undercover camera. Are we going there?
We were given this lake and we're just not looking after it properly. When God comes and says, where is my lake? We say, here it is.
A very special report you definitely do not want to miss tomorrow and Monday, 9 p.m. Mark that date. Now, every year, hundreds of women are diagnosed with obstetric fistula, a condition that leads to continuous leakage of urine and stool due to prolonged obstructed labor. This condition results in stigma and even break-up marriages. Now, in a bid to fight stigma and rekindle love among couples that had separated due to fistula and later reunited after treatment, some organizations in Eldoret held a special Valentine's treat for the couples. Our reporter Gabriel Kudaka has the details.
Wellington Matendechure is back at his Itete home in Mumias after deserting his wife for 2 years once she developed fistula. The couple had been married for almost 30 years and was blessed with 6 children. All was well until the birth of their last born in 2002 when the condition struck Catherine.
Sikuwa nakaa na amani kwa nyumba. Nakaa nikijihurumisha kila wakati. Na kujiuliza sasa mimi nitafanyaje?
Kwa nyumba ni makojo. Hata ndugu zangu wamekataa kuja kwa boma. Hata dada zangu wamekataa. Na niambia afadhali wao bibi mwingine.
But Wellington and Catherine eventually reunited after she underwent corrective fistula surgery in 2018. Wellington, who had since married another woman, returned to his first love and even solemnized his union in church.
Hata wakati huo tulikuwa bado tujafunga ndoa. Lakini ilibidi sasa bila alipona tukarudi tukaenda tukafunga ndoa.
And in a show of support to those affected by fistula, organizations in Eldoret treated couples to a celebration of love on Valentine's Day.
Women who have fistula have been neglected by the society. Nobody has embraced them, so we wanted to put a smile on their faces.
Hata tukitoka hapa tukirudi nyumbani, tena tutafurahi kushinda hapa. Tena vile tumefika hapa tumefurahi sana.
Hivi leo tumeona tutembelee Eldoret kwa siku ya wapendanao.
Jane Nambuya has been fighting the fistula stigma for 20 years. Although Jane's husband did not desert her, he stayed in a separate room all that while.
Niko tu furaha, niko na kila kitu. Mwili wangu iko na afya, mimi mzee wangu sasa nikimuona na tunakaa pamoja.
Till death do us apart is the vow of marriage, and today these couples here have decided to rekindle their love that was once threatened by Fistula.
Sasa huyu na wangu paka dakika ya mwisho. Yeye ndiye atanisika, mimi ndio nitamsika.
Gabriel Kudaka, NTV.
All right, and away from that, let's now take you live to Karimboni County, where the installation of Bishop Alfred Rotich is currently underway. Rotich was appointed to take charge of the diocese by Pope Francis. Deputy President William Ruto and ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi are among leaders attending the service. Let us listen in.
His Eminence the Cardinal is not with us, but he has sent a priest, Reverend Father Eliud Mumo, to represent the Archdiocese of Nairobi. He's somewhere over there to the right. Thank you. And then now I will introduce the bishops. First one is our today's preacher, Bishop Morris Mohati Amakumba of Nakuru. Bishop Nama Kimoa of Machakos. Bishop Morris Crowley of Kitale. So, thanks. Bishop Peter Kihara of Marsabit. Bishop Paul Karioki of Embu. Bishop Joseph Mairua Okema of Kisii. Kwani anajulikana hapa?
Ninajulikana hapa kwa sababu ni kwetu. Wakisii na Wakipsigis na Wanandi tunafanya ni agenge giti. Tumekuja Bishop, tumekuja watu wengi kutoka Kisii, waliniambia wanataka kuona their cousins, binamu zao. Kama uzimurega? Murega! Now, my priests are also there, and they confess that they are cousins because we are the same people, either through the war called Sao or through Kabianga, or through.
All right, and of course we'll be bringing you a more comprehensive report later on that event. Well, a woman in Busia County is nursing serious injuries after a man bit off her left ear as she resisted an attempt to rape her. The man fled after an alarm was raised, but he was later apprehended by officers. Maureen and the residents in the area are now calling on the police to speed up investigations to ensure justice is served.
At 21 years old, Maureen Muganza, a Ugandan citizen living in Mulambwa village in Busia County, has endured a double calamity. A near experience with rape led to the loss of her left ear. It all began at 9 p.m. on Thursday night when Maureen, who works as a house help, was encountered by a man only identified as Victor.
Okay, understand at our entry, the main house, understand, and you say, And I came and I said, Victor, they told me you are Victor. What did you want in this time? And he said, for me, I just want to greet Mom. And I said, Mom has called me now. It's not there at now, but it's on the journey.
Victor then grabbed Maureen by the neck and pushed her into her employer's bedroom where he attempted to rape her. As she valiantly tried to fight him off, he bit off her left ear. Her employer's 10-year-old grandson was within the house and his scream set off Maureen's rescue.
Nyanya, Victor anaua Maureen kwa nyumba.
Victor anaua Maureen kwa nyumba. Tukakuja mbio. Msichana wangu akaenda kwa dirisha na mimi nikaenda kwa mlango ya korido huko kwanza kubisha hiyo mlango na nguvu. Huyo kijana alizima taa za bedroom za sitting room, akachomoka mbia akaenda, nikaweka manduru. Nikateremka paka huko kwao nikipiga manduru, watu walikuja wengi kabisa wakamtoa kwa nyumba wakamweka hapo.
Maureen was then taken to Kunyangu Hospital and discharged. She is now healing from both the physical and emotional scars she has endured. The suspect is now being held in lawful custody at Bomala Police Station, awaiting arraignment. Gena Kirori, NTV.
All right, now, away from that, residents of Karimboni area in Magarini in Kilifi County will be able to access water following the launch of a county water project. The project will see the county dig 10 water pans annually in a bid to preserve rain and flooding water. This in turn will enable residents and school-going children access to running water, hence enabling the students to focus on their studies. CC member for Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries, Luciana Sansua, says the county will dig most of the water pans along waterways, especially in Ganze, Kaloleni and Magarini sub-counties, which are normally hard hit by drought and flash floods. All right, and on that note, let's take a very quick break here on NTV At One. We'll be back with much more, including the sporting action.
Inakwambia bibi kuna mdenge fulani bibi yako na nywele refu yani. Kuna ngoko fulani bibi amemechali yake hadi So jodo madonna na kutupinya mtu mbao. Mimi nimemjenga dhao gari ilikuwa salasa akaniambia nimjenge 17 na batina 30 yangu.
The way this position is tiring. Nimechoka.
What's that? Ni shosho fulani hapa hivi.
Ati shosho.
Call for long at 1 shilling 50 cents to all networks.
Cartelo!
Dial star 544 hash to subscribe. Telkom, moving with you.
Nairobi, are you ready for Valentine Jamboree concert? The King of Love is coming. Kiss Daniel live in concert on Saturday, 15th February. Time 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. Venue Uhuru Gardens, featuring King Kaka, Big Trio, Sailor, Nandi, Slim Case, Nadia Mukami, Ethic Entertainment. Hosted by Vera Sidika. MCs Fred Omon. Tickets regular 2,000, VIP 5,000. Tickets available on www.ticketsasa.com. For sponsorship and table booking, please call 0792-816-253. Event powered by Dove Entertainment.
It feels good, Coca-Cola and food, Monday to Sunday. We're all chasing taste. Let's just grab a bite, the excuse to drink Coca-Cola. Every single day. So we feel forever be real, together stay free, whatever ends. No, we can't stop. We wanna taste the feeling. Nothing can ever bring us down. Taste the feeling.
New Blue Band peanut butter. Made with 100% pure peanuts. And a good source of omega-6. Grow healthy and happy kids with New Blue Band peanut butter.
Building tips for high-rise buildings should be bought from reliable sources. Strength of the cement must be a minimum of 42.5. Sufficient curing time with constant pouring of water. Must be kept certified. Exactly 50 kilograms guaranteed in each bag.
Adding strength to Kenya's landmarks. Power for specialized constructions. Cementing the nation's future. Simba Cement, the strength and pride of Kenya.
Now also produced in Nakuru and Mombasa.
Let's have a look at the latest in sports, and the FKF Cup round of 32 takes precedence this weekend with the Kenyan Premier League on a break, and the KPL clubs Sofapaka as well as Posta Rangers will take on division sides Balaji EPZ and Tandaza respectively at Kamtoyo in 2 of 9 games on Saturday. Select fixtures on Sunday will see holders Bandari travel to Machakos to play KSG Ogopa. Naivas take on KPL champions Gor Mahia, and 2018 champions Karimboni Sharks face Ken Poli. Victory in this round guarantees progression to the round of 16 slated for March 14th and 15th. Ultimately, the FKF Cup winner will earn a chance to represent the country in the CAF Confederation Cup.
As I always say, this is a shortcut to playing the Continentals, so we are going to give it our best.
And following a break last weekend for Enterprise Cup action, the Kenya Cup returns this afternoon with 3 match days fixtures remaining on the regular season for all teams ahead of the playoffs. While 4 teams, Kabras Sugar, KCB, Homeboys and Resolution Impala Saracens, are all but assured of a place in the playoffs, there remains a frantic battle to fill the final 2 playoff slots. In Nakuru, Tofra Nakuru hosts KCB, while the Menengai Derby will be a tight affair between the Menengai Oilers and Menengai Cream Homeboys. Crucial points will be up for grabs as the 2 Western Bulls clash with the struggling Kenya Harlequins. Impala play Kabras in the match of the day. Black Blood travel to Nondis, and Kisumu FC face Mwamba. And CAF Confederation Cup holders Zamalek outclassed the CAF Champions League winners Esperance 3-1 to win the African Super Cup in Doha, Qatar. It was the 4th time in Zamalek's history that they lifted the trophy, with Ashraf Bencharek scoring a brace for the Egyptians. Youssef Mohamed was And Leicester City missed a chance to overlap champions Manchester City at the 2nd place. With the Kenya Open Golf Limited, which secures the right to be the official alcoholic beverage partner. The sponsorship announcement comes a few days after Johnny Walker announced a 3.2 million shillings payout to Kenya's top professional golfers Dismas Indiza and Greg Snow, as well as sponsorship towards the last 3 local legs of the Safari Tour Golf Series. All right, that's all the latest we have for you from our sports desk. But after this, just a few minutes after this, will be having top spot, and we'll be discussing much more, including the cross-country national team that is being selected. That event currently going on, and it is coming to its close. A few minutes as well, and Joshua Makori is there and will be giving us a brief on that on top spot as well. We discuss much more, including the table tennis team that is going to the Africa qualifiers, as well as the boxing team that will be going to Senegal. Much more starting at 2 p.m. right after this. That's all. Back to you, Zeynab.
All right, thank you so much, Brian O'Toole, there with the sporting action. But away from that, if death were not there, how would the inheritor get things? Well, Rungu Nyayo has changed hands, and also changing is the tune in which the late Nyayo is being described. It was a case of reality and acting rolled into one amid a newfound freedom to let secrets out. And as Emmanuel Juma reports on Bullseye, there is a new vocabulary in town.
Choke Joey! Joey!
Joey, someone is calling.
Joey! Joey!
That's Baba calling. Stand up.
Joey!
That call was loud and clear. So loud that even Wakiaga, whose name means we do not know, started realizing that he should know people. The call of Baba, which even Wakiaga could not resist, and Joey walked. Also walking, but in his father's big shoes, is Man Gidi. But before then, a prediction.
A seedling from the same tree had been planted.
There is the seedling, and with Rungu in hand, he's now ready to attack.
Honestly, I was not expecting this.
Riverwood, are you watching? He is a great actor in the making. Say that again, Gidi.
I was not expecting this.
He. And that's not his only skill. He's also a storyteller.
Alikuwa hii mzee alikuwa anapendanga nyama.
Aha.
Nilikuwa nanimueleza kwamba daktari, tafadhali mzee, daktari amekataa.
Doc what?
Akaniuliza, unaona daktari hapa?
And that docked at the doorstep of creative Kenyans. The branding is ready, and there is a new word in town.
Daktari.
And that means a person who stops another from eating meat. And many secrets kept crawling from the woodwork.
He also enjoyed sharing a small glass of sweet, kosher, sacramental wine from Israel.
Aha, now that is news. It was wine, but it had another name.
Dawa ya wazee.
If he received me with lakwani, which means child, in his softest voice, I knew I was in deep trouble.
Boy, oh boy.
Na siku moja alipiga simu, najua zake zilikuwa za asubuhi, saa 11. Mimi nilikuwa najua kwa sababu kulikuwa kitu nilikuwa nimefanya hiyo siku ingine. Kajua hii simu iko na taabu.
And the activity Uhunye had engaged in the night before the phone call will not be disclosed for reasons of national security. Go on, Babangina.
Kapigwa tena mara ya 3. Baada ya dakika 10 tu, hiyo dakika 10. Mzee ni sore, nimesema ni sore, nataka ufike hapa. Alikuwa hapa Nakuru. Ufike hapa na uwe hapa mbele ya saa 1 kuisha. Sasa nasema jameni, nikaweka simu chini. Karibu wiki moja mimi nikapotea huko chini. Nikasema mimi sikaribii mpaka hii joto hii iishe.
And he disappeared from Nyayo's sight just like that. Naughty, naughty boy.
Lakini mimi nikajua mjinga peke yake ndio anajipeleka kwa moto.
That would be one form of ujinga. The other one, William?
Ukabila ni ujinga. Msikue na nafasi ya ujinga.
Baba survived Nyayo's wrath. Could be because he belongs to a dynasty, right?
Just like Mzee Kenyatta also came from poverty. Jaramogi also came from poverty. So nobody can therefore talk about dynasty Talk about
Easy, Baba, easy. What they mean to say is that perhaps you are not so badly off.
Siku hizi mimi na bebaga ile kaspana inaitwa 10-11. Ile kaspana inaitwa 10-11 ya kutoa baridi asubuhi.
Moses has a solution.
Ningeitisha mchango ya pili ya kuchangia Mheshimiwa Kiunjuri sababu hizi shida zinaweza kukuta mtu yeyote.
Nikakunywa maji nikaamuka, because even in the wilderness God provides.
Then Valentine's Day came. He's warning against the kind of loving that has its evidence visible for 9 months.
I have a ball. I have a ball. I put it here. I put it here. I put it here.
But they practiced nonetheless.
I put it here. I put it here. I put it here. I put it here.
And a message from MM.
Even if you are the most agile bull, do you think you can service 50 heifers at the same time?
Now, here was a tough man. The worker number one, the system itself could not stand it.
Don't fear to fight somebody who is causing problems at your workplace.
But what chance does Atuoli stand against a descendant of Bruce Lee?
Ningelimchachua soki ila jaona. Kumleta karibu hivi na kumpa head. Kwanza kabla sijaanza kumchezea.
Maybe, maybe not.
Ningelijua mimi mtoto wa area. Acha acheze huyo Mchina. Ana bahati.
But watch out, Francis, lest it ends up like this. Emmanuel Juma, Bullseye, NTV.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, bullseye indeed. Thank you so much, Emmanuel Juma, for that. Well, that brings us to the end of our bulletin this hour. Many thanks for keeping us company. My name is Zeynab Ismail. Till evening, 9 p.m. Do have yourself a lovely day.